and good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good people tube. What I hope you're feeling grand and all's well in your world. Hello there, everybody. Today's vid people tube. Can't think it's gonna be a very long one, but I thought I would do it because I get a lot of questions saying, do I play any other instruments? So today I thought I would embarrass myself by showing you the other instruments I can kind of not play very well. So the first one is the mandolin. This is my dad's actually. This has been, my dad bought this in the 70s, and as long as I've been alive, I've known this mandolin. It had no strings on it for years, and I just remember pretending it was a guitar, jumping around and playing it. But it sounds amazing. I love it to bits, and I can get by on a mandolin. You know, if I have to play along kind of like chord kind of stuff and stuff like that, I can get by. If I have to figure out kind of fiddly little twiddly bits, I can do that as well. But I'm not good at the mandolin. Any decent mandolin player would just see what I just did and went, amateur, because I am. But I love the sound of a mandolin, mainly because of my dad. Because I'll say my dad's into his Irish music, and so dad plays all sorts of different instruments, and the mandolin is definitely one of them. And this one, like I say, he bought this in 1970, some point in the 70s, and it's still going. It's cracked on the top in 2 different places, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And like I say, I remember growing up with this thing with no strings on, but you could pretend it was a guitar. It was great. I used to use a tennis racket though, because it felt bigger and more like a guitar should be. Anyway. But yeah, I don't really know much about the mandolin. I know chords. I know that's a G, I know that's a C, that's a D major, D minor, F major, A minor. And I know you can get kind of like, you can get your pentatonic scales backwards because it's technically strung up like an upside. That way around, it's strung like a bass. E, A, D, G. This way around, it's G, D, A, E. So you basically have to think upside down. So kind of A minor pentatonic is, and if you're playing in A minor, you can go. Yeah, I don't know, but I can normally get by with mandolin if I needed to record a mandolin part or whatever for anybody. I'm pretty sure I have confidence in my crap ability to play the mandolin that I could get by on it enough, you know what I mean, to at least make it passable. You know what I mean? I'm not great at these things, but it's good enough. And I do enjoy just plonking around on this thing. It's just fun, and I love the sound of the mandolin. There's something it's very rich sounding. And it reminds me of Rory Gallagher as well. It's going to my hometown. It just reminds me of Rory Gallagher, so that's not a bad thing. So having this instrument connected to Rory Gallagher and my dad, that's a pretty cool thing. But yeah, so that's the first instrument I can play kind of badly, but I don't know. I would say I'm more passable on this than I am the next one I'm going to show you, which is where I'm really going to embarrass myself. But yeah, God, this is gorgeous. I mean, just quickly look at how, you can see that crack is an absolute beast. But it's still here. It still lives, and I don't know how old the strings are on this thing now. But it's an absolutely stunning instrument. I love this thing. And it sounds great. It really does sound great. A lot of the lacquer's missing on the neck. It's been played a lot. But yeah. But time to embarrass myself, people with tube, with the other instrument that I can't really play, but enjoy messing around on. 5-string banjo. Again, I can get by with a banjo. I've actually recorded banjo on a couple of songs here and there in the past. And I was going to play it in Duke's Delivery as well. I'm not good at the banjo. I can't do all the actual banjo stuff, like forward rolls, backwards rolls, all the trills and stuff like that. I can't do any of that. It's more of a just to kind of like, I wanted to find my own way of what I would do on the instrument, more than kind of like doing it in a traditional way. I'm never going to be as good as some of these like banjo players. Like you look at some of them, you're just like, it melts your mind. Some of these banjo players, and with the banjo, it's not in the left hand; it's more in the right hand of what you're doing down here than it is up here. Because invariably, when banjo players play, they don't really move their left hand a great deal. It's a lot in the right hand. Like, see if I can get anything kind of going. That's about as flashy as it's going to get for me, but I don't like playing stuff like that kind of thing. For me, it's a lot more interesting to kind of like be chordy with it. I like doing that kind of thing. It's really amateur hour banjo playing. It really is, and I know that, and it's just not good at all. But I know chords. I know there's an A minor here, that's C major, G is open, F major, F minor, D minor, which is a very nice thing on the banjo. The fifth string always confuses me. It's fun. You know, it sounds just ace. It's just an ace instrument. I can't play it for toffee, but I enjoy playing it. And it's always it always makes me chuckle, and it always gives me a sense of accomplishment when I kind of like get through something like that. Anyway, but yeah, I do enjoy playing the banjo and the mandolin and the banjo. A minor up here as well, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. That's more of the kind of thing I like to do, and it's a little bit more, again, non-traditional banjo playing. Like traditional banjo players would literally like hang me for playing as I play. I went for a plectrum then, but I actually don't like to play with a plectrum. I don't know why I picked the plectrum up. That's it. Name that song. I have basically one pattern. But I can get by. Like I say, I have recorded banjo on a couple of different songs for different people over the years, and it's always been passable. It's not good, but it's passable. You know, you can hear there's a banjo in there, and it's like, oh, it's doing this, and you know, it's kind of cool, and you I can do different things here and there with that. But it is fun, and I do enjoy playing the banjo. I don't play it a great deal at all. Aside from mandolin, I don't really pick it up. Over the guitar, these instruments aren't going to win, but I do enjoy picking up again. Actually, this is the first time I picked up banjo in ages, and I forgot how much fun it actually is. I'll do here. But yeah, I love it. It's good fun. I do have a 4-string banjo as well, but I'm worse on the 4-string banjo than I'm a 5, and that's saying something, because I'm terrible on this. But like I say, I do enjoy playing the banjo, and I love the sound of the banjo. It's really, really cool. There's something about it. It's like, again, it's about the sound. It's like the sound of the mandolin. There's just something in them that really, really appeals. And again, I grew up listening to a lot of kind of Irish music because of my dad. Traditional Irish music. My dad loves traditional Irish music, and I heard a lot of that. So a lot of mandolin, a lot of tin whistle, and folk acoustic guitar and stuff like that. And then there was the occasional kind of Appalachian kind of stuff, banjo stuff, and it is one of those instruments that does take me back in time, so to say. Not that I can feel that much, but I have the memories. Let's put it that way. I have the memories of these things, which is really, really cool. And like I say, I like that. And banjo is a fun instrument. It really is. Again, I don't want to be a banjo ace. I don't want to be a mandolin ace. My main instrument is always going to be the guitar. That's the instrument that I want to be as good as I can be on. And I've got a long way to go with that yet. I'm nowhere near. Particularly where I want to be with the guitar. So, and because all my time goes into that, I don't really kind of reallocate time to these things. These are more kind of an instrument that if I needed it on a song or a recording, or I just feel like having to mess around one night and just plinking around, I can just pick it up and just kind of mess about, you know what I mean? And also, you can get different ideas for songs. Like, for instance, just then I got a bit carried away when I was on the A minor to G, and then I went to an F, C, G, and I was like, that's a really nice chord progression, that. And that worked really quite nicely. I like the... Need to change the picky pattern though, because that's just my go-to picky pattern. See, I like that. That just came out of this. And that's another thing I really like, is sometimes song ideas don't come from the guitar at all. And that brings me quite neatly actually onto my last instrument that I play badly. For that one, we need to relocate, but we'll do that in a sec. But yeah, picking up a different instrument to your main one can give you so much. It can inspire you in ways that like your main instrument can't and won't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the guitar will do what it'll do, and it inspired me to write songs. But sometimes picking up a mandolin or a banjo or the next instrument we're going to look at can make me go, oh, that's interesting. You know, it's one of those things. I really like how different instruments can take you in different directions, and not necessarily ones you would normally expect either. It's totally different, and I love that. It's really cool. So that brings me on to the third and final instrument of this video that, again, I can play but not very good at. This one. the piano. This is one of my favourite instruments to just mess about on, apart from the guitar. Again, I'm not great at the piano, as you heard. I can get by on the piano. I'm really happy I got to play piano on the Red Giant album. I'm playing piano on Y, which is what did I play? I can't remember. I think it was what is it? It's a G. No, it's not C, is it? It's E minor. I know my own songs. Honestly, I wrote them. And then it's D major, and E minor, C major. You know, I just enjoy messing around on the piano. Like I say, I'm no good at these instruments. These are instruments I play for more joy than anything. And again, I can get by recording if I need to. You know, if I need to play something on the piano, I can usually get by. The dust is insane on this. It's not because I don't play it. I do play it. It's just a very dusty house. Anyway, but yeah, I can get by recording piano. I've actually written a song that might be out by the time this video comes out. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. We'll see. But the other night, I wrote my first ever piano song. And yeah, that was really cool. I don't know, but like I say, all I know is I enjoy playing the piano. I'm not particularly great at it or particularly adept, or I can go. I'm not Matt Bellamy, you know what I mean? But I don't care because I love it. I enjoy playing it. You know what I mean? I love the sound of the piano. I love the way it feels to play. It's really rewarding to play a piano. I don't know the exact word I'm looking for there, but I really like the way the piano feels to play. It's really pleasant. I love it. I really do love it. And like I said, I can get by. I can get by on it if I need to. I know chords. I know some inversions on chords as well, so I can kind of do things a bit easier if need be. You know what I mean? It's, so, you know, I know where's the pedals move back really far, but yeah, I kind of know where I'm going with it. You know what I mean? A piano is very easy to understand because if you know this much, you know the whole thing. You know, because it just repeats. It's just a repeating pattern, and because my brain works really well with patterns, because that's how I know the guitar. Knowing that kind of like, you know, certain shapes are what they are, helps me lock that in when I'm playing. You know what I mean? I still panic immensely if I have to play piano on a recording. But, like, when I recorded Y, I was absolutely petrified. And if I remember correctly, John Joe was stood watching me the entire time. So that didn't help to the terror that I felt recording that piano part on Y. But I just love it. I love playing the piano. I say this, beyond guitar, the piano is my most favourite instrument just to sit down and play. And I'm not interested in being a virtuoso on this thing. I'm not interested in being particularly amazing at this instrument. I just want to be able to just get by on it and use it more as a songwriting tool more than anything else, because the song I wrote the other night is nothing I would never have written on that guitar. I wouldn't have written that chord pattern on the guitar. I just wouldn't have done it. It was come out of the piano. And that came about because I was going to bed. It was 11:30 at night, and something in my head said, "You need to play the piano." And I was like, "Do I?" And was I? Sorry about that, PVG. I was about to get interrupted by my niece. Anyway, but yeah, 11:30 at night, and somebody said, "You need to play the piano." I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Okay." Normally that's music talking to me, so I'm like, "Right, well, let's do it then." I literally just sat down, and this entire song came out. Order, verse, chorus. Again, if that song's been released by now, it's got lyrics, but the lyrics didn't come. Vocal melody did, though. Vocal melody came very quick, and it all came out piano. And that's ace. That's something that's totally different. And you know, again, you can get different ideas from different instruments. I reckon it's cool to have a primary instrument, but it's always good to have secondary instruments as well. And I would say piano is my favourite secondary instrument. I love mandolin, I love the way it sounds, I love the banjo. But piano is my favourite. One instrument I would really love to be able to play is violin. But that's tough. Violin is really, really tough. And my friend Nicole can play violin. And I remember trying to get her to teach me a couple of things, and I was just like, what? I was just awful. It was so hard to get the idea of it. Which is annoying, actually, because violin is one of my favourite instruments of all time. I absolutely love the sound of a violin. It's one of my favourite instruments, and, you know, closely followed by the piano, really. It kind of goes, for me, it's kind of like electric guitar, violin, piano, and then kind of like mandolin, stuff like that. And it's kind of like, you know, falls that way. But I really love the sound of the piano. It can be really expressive. You know, you can hit things really hard, or you can... I just like it. I've always loved the piano. It's really, really cool. It's just one of those really, I don't know. Like I say, I'm no good at it. I can get by on it, but I'm not fantastic at it. You know, I'm really not. As soon as I play it in every other video, every other instrument. Carried away. Name that tune with Dave Simpson. Can you guess? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. But there you go. That's kind of like, that's the three instruments that I can play outside of guitar. But I'd say the guitar's my main instrument. Piano is definitely kind of like, if I have to call it second, it's second. Again, I'm not that great on the piano. I can get by on it. I fixed this actually the other day, but that key was sticking, and I was really proud of myself because I was able to fix the piano. I had the whole thing apart. I was able to fix it, so I'm really proud of myself. Which is a very rare thing. Anyway, there you go, PeterTube. That's the other instruments I can play badly, you know, because I can't play any of them to a particular great level, but I can play them to a point where if I needed to do it, I could, you know what I mean? If it was on a recording, I don't think I'd ever want to be doing this kind of thing live. It'd be embarrassing. But if I was like to record a song and I'm like, it needs piano or it needs mandolin or it needs banjo, I have enough faith in my own crap ability on these instruments where I think I could get by and at least make something happen. You know what I mean? I'd be able to get something out of it. Let's put it that way. Anyway. There you go, PeterTube. Like I said, I hope that's answered that question. I do get quite a few questions, especially on live streams, like, do you play any of your instruments? And I thought, I've never done a video on that either, so here we are today. So, yeah, Anyway, hope you enjoyed this vid on me embarrassing myself playing other instruments other than the guitar. But yeah, let me know. Do you play any other instruments other than the guitar? What instruments do you play? Let me know in the comment section below. Give me a list of the other instruments you play. You know, what is it? I can play bass as well. But you know what I mean. Again, I'm cack-handed on the bass as well. I mean, to be honest with you, to me, bass lies in the same realm as guitar. You know what I mean? It's like that's a wrong statement. I don't mean it in that kind of way. But because it's a stringed instrument, like I can play this. That was terrible. I play bass like a guitarist. Ah. Anyway, so yeah, I can play bass as well, which again, to be honest with you, is a lovely instrument just to sit down and play and just kind of like get lost in. And again, you can get different ideas. Again, this is another thing. Picking up a different instrument to your primary instrument, like say if you play guitar, play piano or whatever, picking up a different instrument like bass, going on piano, banjo, mandolin, violin, bouzouki, whatever it is, oud, can give you different directions and give you different ideas of where you can go with songs. And you can also have different songs in different instruments. You know, I've written a couple of songs on the bass, that just kind of like wouldn't have come out of guitar. They wouldn't have come out of piano, wouldn't have come out of any other instrument other than the bass guitar. There's one in particular, I don't have an amp up here, but I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but it's this, hang on a minute, one sec. I do have a little amp. I don't really know what you would call it, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just like this little diddly thing I came up with years ago now. And I just really liked it. It was just one of those things where, oh, breaking everything. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm terrible and out of tune with that one, but I came up with that years ago. I was just messing around on that bass through my little Vox Escort bass amp, and it just flowed out with that, and I really, really liked it. I don't have a proper recording of that actually, but yeah, it's so that would have never come out of the guitar. That never would have come out of the guitar. And I've got a couple of tracks. There's a song called on my YouTube channel called The Approaching Storm. I think it's called The Approaching Storm. Something like that. And again, it was one of those things that came out of the bass guitar. You know, it would never have come out of a guitar in a million years. And again, I love that. I love picking up different instruments and seeing which way it takes you and how it inspires you. And that's the really cool thing about playing multiple instruments. I think it gives you that ability to just kind of go, ooh, where can I go with this today? You know, it's really, really cool. So there we go, PeopleTube. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Like I say, not good at really particularly any of these instruments, but I can get by and passable, if you will. But yeah, like I say, let me know whatever instruments you play in the comment section below. I'd be very curious to read your comments on this one. And yeah, thanks very much, Steve, for watching. If you like this channel, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Keeps this channel going, keeps the lights on. In description box below is a link to that, as well as links to Red Giant. If you haven't subscribed to Red Giant's YouTube channel, please do. We need your support there. As well, you can buy our album as well. There's a link to our website where you can buy our album, and it's available on all streaming platforms. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Sorry, PeopleTube, I can't let you go just yet because I can't live with how badly I played that bass piece, especially with the bass being so out of tune. So I'm going to do it again in tune because that's just going to haunt me. So that bass piece goes like this. It does have a name, but I don't remember it. Bit right. Now I can sleep at night. Thank you very much for watching. See you again. Goodbye now. Still wasn't great. God damn.